Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 219 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation where we use female words. This would be August 7th if you're starting at the new year. The Borderland. Complexity is not of God. How could it be when all she knows is one? She knows of one creation, one reality, one truth, and but one child. Nothing conflicts with oneness. How then could there be complexity in her? What is there to decide? For it is conflict that makes choice possible. The truth is simple. It is one, without an opposite. And how could strife enter in its simple presence and bring complexity where oneness is? The truth makes no decisions, for there is nothing to decide between, and only if there were could choosing be a necessary step in the advance toward oneness. What is everything leaves room for nothing else. Yet is this magnitude beyond the scope of this curriculum. Nor is it necessary we dwell on anything that cannot be immediately grasped. There is a borderland of thought that stands between this world and heaven. It is not a place, and when you reach it, is apart from time. Here is the meeting place where thoughts are brought together, where conflicting values meet, and all illusions are laid down beside the truth, where they are judged to be untrue. This borderland is just beyond the gate of heaven. Here is every thought made pure and wholly simple. Here is sin denied and everything that is received instead. This is the journey's end. We have referred to it as the real world. And yet, there is a contradiction here, in that the words imply a limited reality, a partial truth, a segment of the universe made true. This is because knowledge makes no attack upon perception. They are brought together, and only one continues past the gate where oneness is. Salvation is a borderland where place and time and choice have meaning still, and yet it can be seen that they are temporary, out of place, and every choice has been already made. Nothing the child of God believes can be destroyed. But what is truth to her must be brought to the last comparison that she will ever make, the last evaluation that will be possible, the final judgment upon this world. It is the judgment of the truth upon illusion, of knowledge on perception. It has no meaning and does not exist. This is not your decision. It is but a simple statement of a simple fact. But in this world, there are no simple facts, because what is the same and what is different remain unclear. The one essential thing to make a choice at all is this distinction, and herein lies the difference between the worlds. In this one, choice is made impossible. In the real world is choosing simplified. Salvation stops just short of heaven, for only perception needs salvation. Heaven was never lost, and so cannot be saved. Yet who can make a choice between the wish for heaven and the wish for hell unless she recognizes they are not the same? This difference is the learning goal this course is set. It will not go beyond this aim. Its only purpose is to teach what is the same and what is different, leaving room to make the only choice that can be made. There is no basis for a choice in this complex and overcomplicated world, for no one understands what is the same and seems to choose where no choice really is. The real world is the area of choice made real, not in the outcome, but in the perception of alternatives for choice. That there is choice is an illusion. Yet within this one lies the undoing of every illusion, not accepting this. Is not this like your special function, where the separation is undone by change of purpose in what was once specialness and now is union? All illusions are but one, and in the recognition this is so lies the ability to give up all attempts to choose between them and to make them different. How simple is the choice between things so clearly unalike? There is no conflict here. No sacrifice is possible in the relinquishment of an illusion recognized as such, where all reality has been withdrawn from what was never true. Can it be hard to give it up and choose what must be true? I've been meaning to watch again the movie A Wrinkle in Time. I've seen it only once so far. I found it to be deeply profound. There is a place which is formed by, let's say, the great ego. Now, a quick reminder, there is a place in A Course in Miracles where it basically says, it seems like there's all these separate egos running around, but the truth is, just as God is one, the ego is one. The separation just makes it seem like there's a bunch of different egos running around. Anyway, in this story, there is a great big ego that has made a great big illusion, which is very treacherous and very dangerous. And there is a young child who is gifted with wisdom beyond his young years and spiritual gifts. And this great ego yearns to have him and turn him and twist him to its purposes. And in this place of illusion, they are shown many amazing things, and they are given some amazing food. And there's this moment where the young boy, every time he eats something, he's like, it just tastes like sand. Can you imagine if absolutely everything you ever put in your mouth to eat tasted like sand? To me, that is a beautiful allegory for having the clarity that everything in the illusion is an illusion. If everything you put in your mouth tasted like sand, your desire to eat would, it would change, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be the same. If you recognized that everything was without substance, all the complexity that this world seems to offer, all the things that you seem to be able to choose between, if it's all sand in your mouth. And another thing that I thought was really interesting in A Wrinkle in Time is part of the illusion is they were made to be very hungry. And we're reminded in A Course in Miracles that all our seeming needs here in the body are part of the illusion. The truth is we don't have any needs at all. We created this illusion of separation, and we created it in such a way that we would be vulnerable and frail, so that we would have a reason to be mad. How could we possibly have a reason to be mad if we're not vulnerable and frail? And how could we be vulnerable and frail unless we had these needs without which we suffer? In the illusion, if we just decided to stop eating, we would get very, very hungry. And then we would start to feel bad in a lot of ways. There would be detrimental effects on our health. According to A Course in Miracles, that's just all part of the illusion. It's not real at all. So this speaks of the borderlands, the real world, what I like to call paradise. I like to call it paradise because I feel it evokes something in our minds of how it is a place that is a balm to the soul. It is a place where pains are eased and all is healed and blessed. Basically, all of these seeming consequences of seeming sin in the dream illusion are undone. And in that place is complete clarity. It's not even a choice anymore. Anything that is of illusion is like sand in your mouth. You just spit it out. Bleh. I don't want that. That's illusion. It's not hard to give that up. There's also stories of fairy gold. We have these stories about leprechauns and gold and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And we have these stories of fairy gold where people are lured with what seems to be gold in every way. It has the weight of gold and the shine of gold and, does that thing in cartoons where you bite the gold and it bends in your mouth, that sort of thing. Like it has everything says to your body's senses, this is gold. And then when the illusion's over, it's just like a pile of dirt, right? So these are the things that come to mind for me when A Course in Miracles speaks of illusion and speaks of going to this place where it's very clear that illusion is illusion, and so it's really easy to give it up. And what is this paradise? It's just basically a space for healing and blessing while the rest of the shards of God make their free will choices to give up all form, all complexity, all illusion, and return to the simplicity of the oneness. We wouldn't be here if we weren't addicted to drama, addicted to punishment, addicted to suffering, addicted to complexity. We complain about it, but we made it, and then we hid from ourselves that we made it, and we distract ourselves with it instead of going home. We complain about the complexity, but how many of us sit still in meditation and go inside? How eager are we to do the practice lessons, which ask us to go to a quiet place inside ourselves, to search within, because that's where the kingdom of heaven is found? How many of us are afraid of boredom, restlessness? We need to be distracted, entertained. We need something new, fresh. Isn't that what complexity is about? It offers you something new and fresh. Oh, maybe this is the thing I've been looking for. Lesson 219, review of Lesson 199. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. 199. I am not a body, I am free. I am God's child. Be still, my mind, and think a moment upon this, and then return to earth without confusion as to what my mother loves forever as her child. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. That is our brief review. Happy practicing.